I see CRISPDM as a standardized way to do some treasure hunting when looking at big sets of data. It starts with business understanding, trying to understand the problem and to help figure out a way um, what the goals are and what the resources are to see if the data can be used to uh, find a solution for the problem. And then it goes into data understanding. And when data understanding, you're exploring the data, learning the statistics of the data, also looking at the visualization of the data, and also verifying the data to make sure that it will um, be appropriate for answering the business problem. And then a boatload of time is going to be spent in data preparation. So that's like cleaning the data and merging data sets and aggregating data and wrangling the data. And then once all that data is in nice tip-top shape, then the modeling process begins. And that's the search phase. That's when this treasure seeking begins to see if there's any useful patterns within that data. After the modeling phase, then there's an evaluation phase where you go right back to the team and you show what you have found out. And it's determined whether the model will meet the business criteria or not. And the final phase is deployment. So that's when you start beginning making changes in the business based on the information found through the modeling process. And there's also time put forth to determine if change is happening. So there's got to be a way to remeasure to see if the model made an impact. And then the next question was, what does time series analysis involve? And this involves usually changing that series into a stationary data set so that the model can be accurate. And then what are the main principles of data ethics? So that includes individuals are the people who own their own data. And so you need consent before acquiring data from these individuals. It involves transparency. A company should be saying what data is being collected and how that data is going to be used. There should also be some communication about privacy. That means that before the data is even looked at and analyzed, that anything that is personal within that data set has been de-identified. And then the last one is the intentions and why is this data needed? What's it going to do? And to only collect the minimal amount of data to answer those questions. And then when it comes to noticing bias, if I noticed it, I would just have a communication with my manager, let them know why I'm concerned, what this impact will have on the results, and if there's another way to reduce and minimize that bias, to suggest that. And then I would follow up with an email, just reiterating the conversation that we had so it is put in writing. And then the difference between regression and classification models. So a classification model predicts a label category, so it's usually with binary data, and then the regression model predicts quantity, so it's with data that's going to have continuous data sets with numbers.